Hello everyone, in today's video we are going to be checking out update 79 of Disney Magic Kingdom's game. Hopefully everybody enjoys the video today. If you guys do, make sure you leave it a big Mickey thumbs up for me. So I just loaded in. I was trying to start it right when the loading screen was there, but it loaded a little bit faster than I expected. So this is what it opened up to. Congratulations, your Mulan collection is now complete. Here is 20 gems. And we got a decoration chest today, which is actually going to help with my weeklies. So I am pretty happy to get this. And this is actually something I don't have, the panda statue from the Turning Red collection. Woo woo. And we're getting a concession chest as well today, or at least I am, because of the I have my calendar streak, and we have the Cruella de Vil wig stand. I already own that, so that will just probably be something I trash in with Merlin. Now, speaking of Merlin, there is some big stuff I want to go over today, because he, I think, is probably going to be one of the best like ongoing tools and in this entire game now, and he's always been very useful, especially with the gathering spell and everything. But things for him have just turned it up a notch. Now we do have a gift, and I think everybody's going to be getting this 500 happiness from DMK themselves, so thank you very much. I totally need that for my season pass. And that leaves me with some additional chests here. So I mean, it's nothing crazy that comes out of these, but this does help towards my dailies. So I've already opened like now 5 chests, so the decoration, the concession, and then the 3 bronze. So that helps me towards my dailies. Now I'm at 5 of 8, so I am very, very happy about that. Now going to Merlin, I can start here with the elixirs, because that is, you know, something I need to do for my dailies anyways. But let's talk about what his new powers are. So his new magical powers are going to be not only collecting from attractions in and around the kingdom. Now we're going to be also able to do that with characters that are on repeat activities. So that is going to be very helpful. We're obviously going to explore this a little bit more as you know, the coming weeks sort of go by, and we sort of start to see some new tricks and different things, like, oh, he's not collecting from this character or that character. So I think this will turn out to be kind of interesting. But already I can see a lot more tokens here. But again, this just means I don't have to go around tapping everybody, so this is good. And the amount of magic that it has collected now, as you can see, 90, like, this is crazy, 93,932. So I guarantee you there's somebody out there who literally gathered over 100,000 magic. Let me know in the comment section below if you were able to pull over 100,000, or you are like me and you are just under for your first time gathering with Merlin. I'm very, very happy about, obviously, this. This is going to save me a lot of time, especially during events and stuff like that, where I'm sending the characters out on the exact same quests, and I want the tokens, but I don't have a lot of time, you know, to just kind of go through and send everybody out. And even though the feature has been made a little bit easier and stuff like that inside of our character storybook, you know, by sending all the characters like all together just to go for the same quest, this here is going to be even more helpful. So many more tokens, but this is technically the amount of tokens I usually get. But remember, Merlin is just going ahead and doing it for me now, so I don't have to do it. Now this doesn't mean for characters that are going for things like happiness, like sadness here. Once hers is done, it's technically not a repeat quest. And again, with Merlin, you can technically only do that once every 4 hours. So you have to keep that in mind when you are working with this, that it is way, way more than, like, it's not perfect. It's not going to solve everything, but it's way, way more, I guess I'm going to say complicated, just because we still do have responsibilities, but now we can't just go around tapping everybody. So this is where, for me, I feel like this could end up being, for some people, I could see this potentially being a very useless tool for them. And then there's going to be other people that are going to be like, yeah, this was like the best thing ever. Why was this not in the game, you know, 7 years ago when they came out with it? So yeah, it's a tough call for sure. Now I'm going to open up my last, oh, I guess it's not my last 2 chests. I guess I have one more to do. This is where I miss doing the chesty game on stream, because you guys used to love that so much. I'm going to have to start streaming DMK here and there again, because I miss doing it. I got another decoration chest, the Gilded Scroll flower bed. I think I have that already, so I don't know how many, though. I don't think I have too many of those. But as you can see with Merlin, let's try and see here what we got with the check marks. So everybody's kind of gone now, so this is good. And then, so like basically with Merlin's gathering spell, so just to give you guys like the whole rundown here of what just happened. I used the gathering spell, and there were blue check marks. Those blue check marks are all gone now. So I still need the feature. Like, I'm worried, like, maybe I'm not explaining it perfectly, but that is only because it's a new feature that all of us are kind of exploring. But I think he'll be the best character to show with, so I'll bring him back into the kingdom. Sir Ector, if you guys missed my last video, I welcomed him into the kingdom. Had lots of great dialogue with him. Hopefully you guys got a chance to see. If you didn't, I will make sure to leave it at the end of this one so you guys do get to see it. Sir Ector is now level 3. This better not be dark magic. Okay, so, oh, he's gonna have more dialogue. Okay. Marvin and I have come to an understanding. Any, accusations we might have previously thrown about water under the bridge, I let him act as young Wart's, the king's, advisor permanently, and in exchange, he's refrained from using magic on me. All very equitable. And it's a good thing, too. I've had enough with crockery flying about. Oh, no. Plate armor. Send Sir Ector to deal with cursed cutlery. I actually love this freaking quest. It is so, so good. Argue at the carousel is where I left it in my last video. Now, the thing is that this is kind of going to trigger the, again, this has triggered the secondary sort of storyline with it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So it's not going to move my storyline along, but it is, you know, still dialogue. It's still great. So this is the quest here. I think it's freaking amazing. It definitely provides, oh, that's fun. Thank you. So yeah, like it definitely provides like a lot of entertainment, and I love seeing these kinds of quests here. I definitely am turning that into a short. Yeah, it's gonna be a short at some point because I want to remember. So anyways, going back to Sir Ector here, so we still have to use the feature of send all. So this doesn't exclude that. Okay, so basically I'm gonna send these guys out. And then, as you can see that, oh, The Night Before Christmas are back in Legendary Chests. Honestly, that's such a great collection. Frozen is there too. 101 Dalmatians, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, Big Hero 6, Brave, Coco, Finding Nemo. I think it's more impressive. I know all the collections so fast, right? Hercules, The Incredibles, Lilo and Stitch, The Lion King, The Little Mermaid, Luca, Moana, Mulan. Oh, it does say underneath. I'm not reading them, though. I'm just looking at pictures. So anyways, basically almost everybody is back in Legendary Chest, so make sure you guys have a look at that. So, yeah, there's going to be some characters here that you're still going to have to go through and use this tool. This doesn't, like, exempt you from getting away with it. Oh, why is Donald not in the kingdom right now? I'm not quite sure what that was about. Wow, I have so much going on right now in terms of leveled up characters. Oh my gosh. It's gonna take forever. Part of it though is I was like wanting to use some of them for short, so I've like just decided just to leave them in my storybook, but like now it's a little too long, so I really need to deal with this. So yeah, pretty much once the 60 minutes is over and like I log back into my kingdom, I can't just like I can just go ahead and tap Rapunzel, right? But otherwise I have to kind of wait for that gathering spell once again. So I'm just going to show you guys here. So skipping the timer, it's going to make it blue, right? So with that right there, it just kind of finishes up the quest for me. It just, that's really all it is. And as you can see, all of my characters now are available to send out. So I just don't have to go around tapping everybody. Thank goodness for this, because honestly, that drove me like a little bit bonkers sometimes, having to be like, oh my gosh, I have to keep sending these guys out. You don't have to do that anymore. They made it a lot easier. So honestly, this feature could have saved me probably days in my DMK lifetime. So yeah, I'm just putting that out there in the universe. So much time could have been saved if this feature had been brought back like earlier, or brought out earlier. Oh my gosh. So there is a new event coming. I think that pretty much sums up Merlin. If you have any questions about how he's run or anything, please feel free to throw it in the comment section, and I'll make sure to go over it again, you know, once I've played around with it, if, you know, I think that you guys, you know, need a little bit of extra tutorial there. But I think for the most part, that kind of covers it, right? It doesn't exempt you from sending your characters out, but it does gather everything for you, so you don't have to go and tap, right? So that does make things easier. This snake is like really thinking about jumping off the bridge, I think. Yep, that's actually kind of an interesting spot for him. So really, let's focus on the new characters that are coming. We have 3 new characters coming into the kingdom: Yao, Ling, and Chen Po. And obviously we have our big guy Chen Po. He is going to be the premium character for the Mulan limited time event. Now, this isn't starting on Thursday. This is something that is actually starting next Thursday. So that will be, yeah, like a little over a week away now. So we do have some leaderboards and stuff leading up to that. I posted a video on my patch notes, so you guys can watch that if you guys want to know a little bit more about the dates and stuff like that, and how many tappers and, you know, clearing jeweled crabs and like things like that are coming up. But there is definitely a lot. So I was kind of curious why I got 20 gems for completing the full collection for Mulan, because technically speaking, I was like, why am I getting these gems? This row has been done. Oops, what did I just do? Oh, okay, here. This particular row has been done forever, so it has nothing to do with this. Mulan's not maxed out because I want her 2 costumes, so it's been like that for like ages and ages and ages. But this is the line here. It says I got 20 gems. I think that's a mistake because... But maybe what will end up happening is that those 20 gems I won't get later, so the mistake will be kind of fixed, or I just got a bonus 20 gems. I'm not quite sure what that was about, but typically once you welcome the characters, then you get the gems, not before. So that's fine by me, but they have been added to this row, which means, like, I guess it kind of shows me that I thought they would maybe be... adding it to a separate row. And why? Because I figured this row here would have been left for potentially Mulan's father. I kind of thought that he would be great. Also too, I did think oh gosh, what's his name? It's the Emperor's like right hand man, and yeah, he's super annoying and is super rude, and oh, we know him. I can't remember his title or what his name is. Oh, that sucks. Anyways, doesn't really matter because he's so annoying. I probably just have blocked him out. But I kind of figured they would add a couple of additional characters in the future, either via season pass or something like that. But you know what? This is fine. I think this, though, does show that they've wrapped up the Mulan collection now. I don't think they're going to be doing anything else, probably for several years, to do with Mulan. So this could be the end of the Mulan collection expansion. Now, again, like, no proof of that whatsoever, but I just feel like when you see things like this, you finish the rows, it means you're not getting any additional characters. Winnie the Pooh is an excellent example of that if you guys need some proof of why I think that this is, like, not going to happen. Winnie the Pooh had these 2 rows, actually, besides Christopher Robin. Christopher Robin was added later. So there's actually 3 characters and then 4 on the second one. They added Christopher Robin via Tower Challenge. I think he was, like, the 2nd or 3rd character. Oh gosh, it's been so long now. But it was around the time of Jack, who got added much later. But Winnie the Pooh here, like, you know that the only area that they can expand is on this row here. Do I think they're going to do any Winnie the Pooh expansion? No. For several reasons, but mostly because Winnie the Pooh isn't solely Disney's anymore, so I don't really know how that whole thing is going to play out. But there is technically room for, like, 2 more characters on this page, but again, I don't think that's going to happen. One of the ones that I actually was really hoping that they would do an expansion for was Lilo and Stitch. Mind you, the character that I think, which is Gantu, that they would add to this collection, there's just no room on this line. So just because they have massive characters, I would be surprised if they could squeeze them in. David is also another character I know that a lot of people that are Lilo and Stitch fans would really like. Big Hero 6, like Aunt Cass, but I think Aunt Cass could technically go on the first page, not so much second. The second, in my opinion, it's full. It's got our heroes, and that's gonna be that. So again, there's some collections where I go, yeah, there's room, but you know, again, others you can kind of tell when there is not. I still think Max would be a great one for the Little Mermaid. I feel like Wreck-It Ralph has been chinced. I'm not going to go through every collection. I kind of got a little excited about these things. But, yeah, Wreck-It Ralph has been... It's been completely ridiculous that we haven't had more characters, especially because we got Gord. Now, the thing is, though, if you look at Wreck-It Ralph, the pages are technically full. So they would have to start a new one. So I'm not sure how they are going to expand on that in the future, but it will be interesting to see if they do anything. So Yeah, and especially because Disney's Dreamlight Valley is going to be doing an expansion with their Wreck-It Ralph collection. Right now, there's just Vanellope in it, but I know they're going to be adding Ralph most likely in 2024. So I feel like, you know, they kind of try and line up when we get different collections reintroduced. Now, it could just be, oh, you know, we're going to see them, I would have said back in the day, appear in a tower challenge or something like that. But it could be different things. Like you might see comfy costumes coming back in a leaderboard or something like that. But anything that kind of signifies Wreck-It Ralph, like, which again I do believe, especially after the last tower challenge, we will see that, you know, there are hints in with Dreamlight Valley, even though they can be subtle, they can still happen. So just something that I think you guys should be thinking about there. Now, in terms of the event and what you need to do to prepare, I am going to say make sure you've got enough room to bring out your Turning Red collection. Turning Red is going to be the secondary storyline for the new Mulan event. So Turning Red is a collection to, I think they're going to do any expansion. Where is Turning Red? I'm probably looking right at it. No, you know, it's probably at the front. It is at the front. I'm like, I don't see it. So Turning Red only has the one row. I don't think they're going to do any expansion on Turning Red. They've made hints about Tyler being inside attractions. That would be the only character that I think they might, you know, introduce. But again, this is full, so I really don't think that this is going to happen. But I say focus on leveling these characters up or getting them into your kingdom, like back into your kingdom, like whatever you need to do, because they're going to be characters that are going to be able to collect for currency. So it's going to be the same as the old Mulan characters. They're going to collect as well. So you have to kind of keep that in mind. Not all of them necessarily, and not all of their tasks are going to be, you know, currency collectors, but it is important to note that, you know, you should make sure that they're ready and back in your kingdom. Leveling them up during the event is not going to be your best option, especially if you guys are opening legendary chests and getting these characters. So the earlier levels up to about 60 minutes or 2 hours is usually okay, but anything more than that, I find it does cut in with events and does interrupt a flow. So you know, make sure if you are getting these characters or have them ready to be leveled up and you just like forgot about them, to kind of try and do that. Also, to level up anybody that you know you are going to be collecting for a while and you don't need to have in your kingdom. So I recently leveled up, where is my good friends, the rescuers? Oh, wow, I missed it. I missed it there. Okay, so I recently leveled up, no, it wasn't Bianca, it was Medusa. So I leveled her up like about a week or so ago, maybe 2 weeks now, and yeah, 2 weeks, about 2 weeks now. And so I leveled her up, and I am like, I need lots of common tokens, I need lots of her tokens. So the thing is like, she doesn't need to be in the kingdom. I only have her there for now to collect the common tokens because I'm kind of grabbing them, but basically she is ready. Like, I know that she is one of those ones that I'm not going to be leveling up for now. She's going to be able to be sent home, so she's like kind of on my list. Miss Bianca is on the list to level up, hopefully before the event next week. I am still missing a couple of her tokens though, her ears hats, so that is going to be something, and as well as the common token. So I'm going to make a push for that for next week. But you know, again, that way it's just so other characters can go and collect for her. And I know she's one of those characters that isn't gonna have character token conflicts, so that is super duper handy, because the conflicts are super annoying, especially when they were like Mickey Mouse and Goofy, and Daisy is another one, Woody. So anybody who's collecting here, like as you can see, Sarge, like I am a little bit worried with that. I'm also worried with Bullseye and around there. Bullseye a little less, but and same with Forky, a little less worried about that. But again, there's certain ones where I'm kind of like, yeah, you know, this is a little bit risky. I am worried about that. So like sending them out, you know, to kind of wrap up those quests is going to be very handy. Now, don't forget that it is going to be important too, if you can, to get as much of your weeklies done as possible before the event. Now, one of the things is that, like, for example, we're going to be starting a new one in like, you know, less than 2 days. So, I'll have a whole new week, and next week, basically what I'm going to do is do this exact same thing, try and get through as many of those like quests like this one here, 44 activities with characters from Cinderella, Aladdin, Lady and the Tramp. So sending them out like the first few days before the event actually starts, I have to pretty much like try and do that. Or even when the event is going on, you have to have enough room for characters that are going for the 60 minutes. Now, when the event starts on Thursday, which is literally when the weeklies go ahead and do their refresh, right? So it is tough to accomplish a lot of this, but the first day, there's only going to be so much you can collect. Same with the second and the third. So that's what I mean, like try and get your weeklies progressing the first couple of days. Try and get quests like this out of the way so you don't have to worry about it. Parade floats are not as big of a deal. Decoration chests will always be annoying. You know, chests like hidden around the parks, not much you can do. Bigger ones like 6-hour or more quests. I didn't get any this week for that, but 6-hour quests is also another one, because not everything is like at the start of an event is going to be like, oh yeah, 6-hour quest. So you're only going to have so much room in your kingdom, so you have to kind of manage your who's collecting for the tokens that you need. So if you're working on Sir Ector, it's just like, you know, his quests typically are a little bit shorter, right, to collect his tokens. So just keeping that in mind, that you don't want to be thinking too much during the event about this, but you just kind of need to know what you're up against. So prepare a couple of days before. So, you know, again, like I've got some of these longer quests here that I can choose, but, you know, once the week starts, again, I know it is a little bit trickier to kind of get into the swing of the week, but every week you kind of have to adjust a couple of the things so that way you can kind of keep going and stuff. So yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up. We are going to be getting, obviously, some additional buildings, right? The Tung Shao Pass is going to be available during the limited time event. You can find that under buildings. We aren't going to be having any additional stuff with Mulan's costume, unfortunately. So I recently did a video that I was actually trying to get that because I missed out on that years ago, and I was sure it was coming back. They were doing a lot of comfy costumes at the time, and then they just, right after that, they dropped it. And it was like, what? And it was exactly the same time frame that they took away the warrior costume, and they are not bringing this back apparently either. So I feel like the fact they didn't bring this back really sucks, because this is something that is very specific, I feel, with the limited time event. This is her main look, right? When she is hanging out with, you know, Yao Ling and Chen Po. Like, I feel like this totally should have come back, whether it was in legendary chests for us to pull on or whatever. So I'm really disappointed with that. I think that's really the major complaint that I do have with this update. And once again, there has been no talk about, not one whatsoever, about them making balancing changes for token drops. So once again, things are not looking good for the limited time event, and I think that they really need to start addressing this. And I love that they've added this other new feature here, the photo mode, but it's just like, I just like the fact that they're thinking about adding this in, and then they haven't gone ahead and done, you know, like big kind of things like change, like making those balancing changes to drops. I just like, I'm like, what are you doing? So I'm hoping that something comes up soon. Every update now for like a couple years, I've been hoping they've been going to make this change. So fingers crossed that they get their shenanigans together and you know, fix some of the game's biggest issues. But yeah, so the photo mode is probably, I probably left this way longer than I should have. I should have probably started this in the video, because I can imagine a lot of you guys are pretty excited about this feature. And it's probably the most exciting feature for me as a creator, because now I get to have beautiful screenshots of my kingdom if I want and have them as thumbnails. So perfect. And also that means I can share pictures on Instagram and stuff without getting all the additional junk that is around. I was kind of hoping they would also have this though, for quests and stuff like that. So this is kind of the one thing there that I was kind of hoping for. But I guess what I can do is, like, just so you guys know, if you're looking to screen record anything, this is a great way if you want to screen record some of your characters' kind of favorite activities. It doesn't do it for you, but by doing this and then doing, like, you know, a screen record, I can't do it while I'm hooked up to a computer, but basically, you know, you'd hit that little red button there, or it's not red at the moment, but it's just under the camera one. And yeah, you just tap that, and then you're able to record shots like this, and you don't have to worry about any of the the junk around, any of the magic symbols or anything. So I think this feature is actually going to be really great for someone like me, but also for people that are looking to take pictures. Now the thing is though, is it didn't ask for permission with my camera, so I'm thinking you still have to actually screenshot your images. I figured they would kind of do that, but I guess basically if I wanted to take a picture, basically I thought it was like one of those things that taps and save to your camera roll, but they would have to ask for permission, I would think, right, to have access to save to my camera roll. But I will go ahead and check that out. So yeah, I just can take a screenshot at least of the situation. That one was not good. So I just checked my camera roll and it did not save to it. So you do just have the ability with this to take a screenshot or a screen recording. It doesn't actually save photos for you in your camera roll. That was my understanding, that that's what it would have done, but it did not seem to do that. So I'm not quite sure what's been going on there, but yeah, so they have the patch notes in the game, so you don't have to Google it anymore. They've also added their balancing changes in a different area, but once again, there is really nothing about you know, them going ahead and fixing some of the old issues of, you know, how do we make up for those beautiful drop rates and stuff that they've kind of taken away from us now. So I don't know. I feel like that was a huge thing when happiness was around before. I kind of miss the old system. I do realize it dropped really fast, and it did, you know, was a bit of a headache that way to kind of keep it in ecstatic and stuff like that. But it was definitely better that for token drops and stuff, not like now where we just have no access to that. So I don't know. I guess I'm not overly joyed with that, but that is what it is. Hopefully they'll make changes to that soon. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully everybody enjoyed the new update video. If you guys haven't given it a like yet, please do now, and don't forget to subscribe if you guys are new as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see everybody next time. Bye.